Sharon and Shenanigans with Amy and Kristin. So you can see I'm sporting my lovely glasses. I have no makeup on. I've had a cold that has kicked my butt for the last, it feels like a year, but it's been like 2.5 weeks. So I'm less like, woo, high-pitched happiness and a little sultry. It's very glamorous. So hopefully that will end. I'm on my last bit of antibiotics today. So joys. So yeah, that's us. How's your week been? How's your time?
Oh, the last few weeks has been busy. I've been having to get up around 3:10 for work in the morning. So have had some really early mornings.
That's rough.
It is rough. This particular account that we're doing right now has a very early start time and they're a long ways away. So we have to get up dark 100. Luckily, I have a friend that I can sometimes carpool with, which makes the hour-plus drive a little bit easier.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah. My husband knows that when I come home, I'm going straight to bed. Me, the dog's in the bed, couple hours. Have to get, because otherwise I will pass out.
Yeah.
So work has been keeping me busy, and I'm trying to keep up with the knitting. So I've been doing a bunch of that. What we didn't tell them, Amy, was where to find us. So you can find Yarn and Shenanigans on Instagram.
Yep.
And you can find Yarn and Shenanigans on Facebook.
Yep, and I'll post those links below so you guys will have those so you can follow us.
So that's where you can see what we're doing and get a general idea of where we are in our projects and any other shenanigans we tend to get into.
Oh, we also have a guest today with
we
us.
do have a guest.
Come here. You want to come on?
Oh,
he's a little camera shy.
he is. He's just looking for the M&Ms.
And the chocolate.
And the chocolate. Come on.
Come here. And the cheese.
Cheese. Oh.
You want to come? Oh, Kristin's going to bribe you with cheese.
Can you grab him?
Come here. Here, let's do it this way.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. Come here. Come here. It's in my shirt. Okay, well, he may not make an appearance. He's a little camera shy. He knows that if I grab him, I'll take him downstairs, so. Roscoe is down here making noises. He's my Chewini, who's a half dachshund Chewini, but I'm representing my dachshund today in my dachshund with top hat shirt.
Yes.
So dachshund in spirit, Chewini begging for cheese.
So that's where you can find us, and we have guests. Oh, the other thing I did this week, which we're going to talk about in acquisitions, is in the last couple of weeks, is I went to the Blue Ridge Fiber Festival, and I might have gotten one or two little things there.
I was supposed to go with Kristin, but I was sick in bed and did not want to contain just a whole yarn festival of yarn people. So I was pretty sick. There was an ER visit.
Right.
So dumb.
So I met a new dyer, and it was very, very tiny because of COVID. They had mostly classes and workshops, but they did have a few vendors, and we're going to talk about that when we get to acquisitions because, had to support the local dyers.
As she should. She got some treasures, and their websites will be listed too because I want to remember them because their yarn is so pretty.
Yes.
So
all the information of how to find them and everything will be down in the show notes.
We also had a bad experience with a dyer that we're going to talk about. Yes. I've had a previous same experience. So yeah, we're going to talk about that. Some issues. And there's some drama. Oh, I forgot to get my color catcher.
That's all right. We'll get that later. And the top that I'm wearing, we have searched desperately to figure out the name because I made this last year and I forgot to look it up before I came. So the information about my top, who designed it, it was in a magazine, and the yarn, which is 100% Pima cotton, will be in the show notes also.
Yeah.
So this is one of the many tops that I've made. And I actually wear it like all the time. It's incredibly comfortable.
It's really pretty. And the color combination, I don't know if it's showing up really well. It's like a really pretty pink and lime green. And Kristin will put together the most amazing color combinations ever. I live in awe of the things. I'm just like, everything needs to be pink. That's how I live. But Kristin's like, I need a green and I need a pink. And Kristin loves rainbows. And yes.
And we're going to see some rainbows later.
Yes, we are.
So,
yeah. Kristin, can we talk about your hair?
Oh, well, I am now in my peacock phase. So as if you can see, I went and I just kind of went to the hairdresser and I said, so let's just go crazy. So I tried to do this about a month ago and my hair being all gray, I didn't know what was going to happen and what was going to stick and not stick. And my hairdresser tends to be a little bit more conservative than me, and so we did it, but it was very, very, you couldn't really notice that. And we had some color that didn't stay in, so I was going, you know, she called me up and she said, so can we try this again? I won't charge you. I got new stuff. You want to play? And I'm like, score! So I told my husband, and he said, go bold. You have to go really bold. So I thought this was going really bold, considering, bless you.
Thank you.
Considering that I still have to work. And I come home and he said, I thought you were going to be like Billie Eilish.
Like neon green with black roots. That would have been amazing. I love it.
I said, why would you think that? He says, I just thought that you would be like Billie Eilish of all people. And I said, no, I still have to work, sweetie. I, don't want to lose the job quite yet. And he's like, well, you have a point there. So we're just calling it the peacock phase, and we're going to see how long it lasts. And
it's so pretty. I love it. It's like so bright purple too. It's amazing.
She was so funny when we were picking out the color. She says, you have to have this purple because I know that it's going to be gorgeous because I've seen it before and it's so bright. You got to have this purple. And I said, we're going for the purple.
She was right. It's amazing.
So yes, I am in my peacock phase. Ben Go had his blue phase. I have my peacock phase.
You kind of match some of our new yarn.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There we go. So that's some of the rainbow that we're going to look at later.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the first thing we're going to look at are finished objects.
Oh.
So I'm going to start out with this. I finished this a little while ago, but I wanted to share it because, and I'm stuck. Hold on.
Oh, no. That's a yarn situation.
Too much stuff. This is called Chill, and it is a crescent shawl. There we go.
Ooh. Gotta see the shape.
It's made by Dominique Trad of Dominique Designs.
So soft.
And this is actually 100% acrylic yarn. It's James C. Brett Marble Chunky.
It's weird that it's acrylic, but it's still really soft for acrylic.
See, this is the thing I find with acrylic is that when you knit with it, it feels a little scratchy. You go, oh, acrylic, I went to the natural fibers. And I love natural fibers, don't get me wrong. But I wash and dry this in the washing machine and dryer. I just put it through. And it just takes out that sizing or that coating that they put on it for whatever reason, and it does get really soft. And I love the vibrant colors in this. There's a couple friends of mine who are pretty brand new knitters, and they wanted to do a shawl knit along with me because I've been kind of being their knitting guru.
Yeah.
And I picked this out, and it's really easy, and they just had to learn really one stitch. And
sorry, my dog.
They are having, one's finished it, one's still going on it, but they're having a great time, and it's a great beginner shawl. They really, really have enjoyed doing this, and it really has really boosted their skills and boosted their, what's the word I want? Confidence.
Yeah.
With knitting, because you're making these the rows get longer and longer, and and get the muscle memory and stuff. So it's a fabulous shawl to make for new beginners. Yeah. And I like this yarn. It's a really warm and very colorful yarn. And overall, I think it's going to be a great winter shawl. This is not a summer shawl. It's going to be too warm. But for wintertime, this is going to be a fabulous. And it's good sized.
When you put it in the dryer, did you put it on like low or?
I've
never put any acrylic in the dryer, so.
I just dried it how I normally dry all my clothes.
Okay.
And which is on a low setting.
Okay.
So, but yeah, and it does. It feels nice.
It does. It's very. I would not think that this is acrylic, like from the feel of it. Yeah. So. Yeah. It kind of almost has like a thicker wool feel to it.
Right. And it's a little bit fuzzy, but that came from, it got more fuzzy after it came out of the dryer, but I don't mind that at all. It just kind of gives it that scrumptious
I think
look.
With this yarn it works really well because it's kind of got all the color to it.
Yeah. So that's the Chill.
Yeah, that's really pretty.
All right. Now, next finished object we're going to use our next finished object to talk about yet another adventure Kristin had. So last fall, it'd be really helpful if I could remember your name, Amy. Amy and I,
that person,
that other person, did a knit along with a couple of our friends, and we wanted to do the Sharon Shawl or the Sharon Show by Casapinka, and it was a great time. And we all picked a lot of different color schemes. So Amy's got this, of course, beautiful
It's like a
pink.
I actually
and blue
bought
and aqua.
shoes to match the shawl. Just so you know how much I love it. I bought shoes. To match. They're this color.
And Casa Pinka has all these great patterns that you just don't get bored with.
No,
everything is always different. So
yeah. We're showing mine, and we're talking about yours. I'm
no,
sorry.
No. We're going to talk about mine in a second. But what I love about this is
everything is different.
It's kind of built-in motivation because you're like, oh, I'm just almost to the next section. I want to see what that is, or I can almost finish it. So instead of doing 800 miles of stockinette, which can just drive you nuts, this is, chopped up into chunks that are interesting, and you just keep wanting to go to the next one. And if you don't like a chunk, you can leave it out, or it goes really quickly. You don't only have to do a few rows of it. So this is she is a really fun pattern maker, and she's got lots and lots of great patterns like this. One of the ones that we'll talk about probably sometime in the future is her glamping blanket.
Oh, yeah.
I made one of those for my dog, and we'll probably be making another one soon.
For the Mafia Princess of South Florida.
I made one for the Mafia Princess. But it's a fun blanket to make, and there's multiple sizes, so we'll be talking about that soon. But it's another one of those, it's always different and interesting, and it kind of keeps you motivated to keep going. Now, this is mine. So let's get this going right. There we go. As you can see, it has more of a patriotic bend, which is not the original idea, but this turned pink.
Because this is not pink. This is white, but now it is pink.
Right. Now over here, this is pink, and all of these places that are should be white is now pink. And so when I went to block this, it just started bleeding.
And it bled a lot.
It bled a lot. And I took it out, and I tried to rinse and rinse and rinse and rinse and rinse and rinse and rinse. And of course, then I called Amy, and Amy said, well, you can try this and this, but you can only put it on the white parts. And I looked at my husband, and I said, there's no way in God's green earth that I can just put this solution on the white parts, because the white parts are everywhere.
Everywhere.
So
you would have lost some of the red if you would have put that.
So I tried some other stuff, which weren't successful, so we're not going to talk about it. But I rinsed and rinsed. And I mean, it was under running water for a good 15 minutes, and I was still getting pink. It was not clearing. I did not see clear water ever with this thing, and it was I was under running water forever. So I just decided I can't get the pink out. I can't change what it is. I'm going to go ahead and just block it and say, well, it's red, pink, and blue, and gray. So that's what happened with this. So I think it still looks pretty, and I don't think that it, the other colors aren't ruined, so it's not a ruined shawl. It's just not kind of what I was expecting it to be.
It is very pretty, but yeah, it is in person. This is pink. So we'll talk about this a little bit. So the red that bled is hedgehog fibers.
Yes.
Whom I love.
They're
love
great.
them. Love their yarn.
Okay, and I didn't say what the yarns were.
I'm sorry, Kristen.
No, you didn't tell it either. So the red is hedgehog, and the gray is hedgehog. We have the blue, which is the 100 ravens. It's a merino silk. And then the white, which was a kind of a creamy white, was Cascade Venzia, which is merino silk also. And the hedgehog is 100% merino. Oh, no, it's a merino sock.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a merino nylon blend.
So I have also had the bleeding yarn problem. It actually dissuaded me from buying Madeline Tosh, whom I love with a passion because there are 7,000 colors and beautiful. But Kristin Shawl, her red dyed her white like throughout. So it is one cohesive, beautiful shade of pink. I have a shawl that did not dye cohesively, and it looks like pink vomit, or actually green vomit on everything. I have it to show you guys, and then a valuable lesson that I learned about that. So that's beautiful, Kristin. Oh, you're so soft and drapey too. So this has been folded up in a closet for some time. Right? Beautiful. Right? Isn't this the prettiest shawl? It's mosaic knitting. I love this. This is my favorite Madeline Tosh Pop Rocks pink. But if you get a little closer, you start seeing some, look at that lime green in there. Oh, look, a whole section is like green, right? And it's not consistent. Like Kristin will tell you, this is splotchy as whatever. So, me being me, because this is all Madeline Tosh. This is Farmhouse White, a green that I don't believe she dyes any longer, probably because she got some nasty emails from me, and Pop Rocks Pink. So basically, Madeline Tosh's solution to this is to rinse all of your darker colors before you knit them.
Yeah.
Heck no. Listen to me, dyers. Rinse your yarn till it's clear. I dye yarn. Rinse it till it's clear. So this doesn't happen. This made me very sad. This is my most favorite shawl. I'll probably knit it again. It is beautiful. It's beautifully knit, but it looks like you just moss grew on my thing. So sad.
You know, and before I talked with you, Amy, I was thinking, oh, it was just the reds. And then I was thinking, well, am I ever going to knit with a red yarn again? Because, you know, my husband said, so how do you keep this from happening? And I said, well, the only thing I know is before you knit with it, you know, unwind it, you wash it until it clears, then you have to dry it.
Yes.
And then you try to skein that baby up, and you know, with my lack of talent, it's going to turn into one big
gobbledygooky mess. Yeah.
And
yeah, you gotta be set up for that
before I knit up some yarn.
I could do that because I have all the yarn dyeing stuff.
Right.
So I'm used to rinsing. I have a big thing, a pot.
Right.
You dip and dip and dip.
But
I did find a solution to this problem. It's actually a laundry solution. So you know when you block, right? Most people put like conditioner or like I use soak. I actually have a textile soap just because I use so much of it. They're actually color catcher sheets that you put in your washing machine when you do like when stuff like this happens. You can do that with your knits. And it looks like a fabric softener sheet. I'll post a picture of the box. I meant to bring it so I could show you guys. But it looks like a fabric softener sheet. You just can't put any soap with it. Like, so like you gotta put your knit in the water, put the color catcher sheet in, right? Let it do its thing, and I let it sit for like half an hour. And then you take your shawl out and block it, and then you've got to redo it. I mean, we're talking like a general quick block, right? Like it doesn't have to be fancy. You just want it to dry, and then you want to re-block it. That's the only solution I could find. Like, Kristin and I were like, get a Tide bleach plan and go over all your whites. What others? There was a baking soda.
Yeah, baking soda and something.
Yeah.
And as he said, you can just put it on the white part.
Yeah.
So I'm like going, okay, this is going to work with that.
But yeah, that's exactly right. I can't do that in that. Like, I'm going to end up taking color out of the pink, which, look, it matches my glasses, you guys. It's so pretty. I can't, it's just so sad. Like, I mean, on the video, it probably looks a little better than it is in person, but Kristin can tell you, this is a hot mess. And it is.
It does.
The only reason that it's saved is just so beautifully knit. Look, it looks so pretty on me already. But, like, it's just a hot mess. Like, you can see the green, like, right?
Yeah.
This hurts really my heart. And the solution to just rinse your yarn before you knit with it, I was just like, no, that's your job. That's your job, yarn dyers.
No one's gonna
do that. No. I get excited when I get yarn in the mail, and I want to wind it, and I want to knit with it. I don't want to have to.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want to
wash your yarn first.
Yeah, right. No.
So.
I mean, I guess in principle, you wash your clothes before you wear them sometimes.
There are people that do that, yes.
I mean, I'm not one of those people. Listen, I can barely get clothes clean on, like, when they're dirty. So, when they're clean and they come to me, I'm like, oh, a new pair of jeans. I'm just going to put those bad boys on.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's my struggles.
All right, so those are the FOs. Do you have any other FOs that you wanted to do?
I did actually block. I feel pretty impressed with myself. This shawl, y'all, is huge. Hold on, Kristin's got the end, because I still didn't weave in my ends. It's huge. Oh, look, there's no bottom to it. It's huge. This is so pretty, and I love this little stitch. I love it.
It's gorgeous.
I just want to wear it all the time. It's going to match so much stuff. Like, I might actually wear a button-down shirt just because it's the same color blue to go with it. I think it'd be amazing.
Shirt?
Yeah, with gray pants. Wouldn't that be so pretty?
Would be pretty.
Yeah. There we go. That's what I do.
All right, and this was talked about in a previous episode.
Yeah,
we will put information about this at the bottom also.
That's the weekend shawl of this. So, okay, well, that's my finished objects.
Okay, are we on to whips?
Yeah.
You're leaving your shawl on?
No, well, I mean, I like it, and I never wear it because of the bleeding situation. It's so pretty, though. Isn't it pretty? But yeah, it's like Green Vomit. Like, I just want to, I either wish that all the green had gone like Kristin's and my white just got like a little tinge, but it's not. It's splotchy.
All right, show your whip that you've got there.
Okay, well, I actually got motivated yesterday and worked on my powder wrap in the Fuchsia. It's small. I don't know if I'm doing something wrong. It's just so little. But I have the right stitch count, so it's just little. It's growing up.
How much further do you have to go?
Oh, wow.
Okay, so it'll grow.
I'm about half. I don't know, maybe.
It'll grow.
So it'll be
Casa Pinka also.
This is a Casa Pinka one.
Yeah.
So, but you can see that I just love these little stitches.
They're gorgeous.
I love that. It makes me happy. It's a work in progress. I'm not. When I'm sick, you can tell I'm sick because I don't knit. I casted on a pair of socks that have just
languished.
They're just there. I got nothing on that one.
All right. So we talked about my Marisol last time. I've got a lot further on it. So this is, let's see. This is the Marisol.
So pretty.
Oh,
look at your colors.
I know. And I am done with one side, and I'm just doing the bind off on the other side. So I've got the top pretty much done, and then all I have to do then is the bottom. So I have to pick up on the bottom and do the bottom hem. So that's what we're going to do. I do also have the neck done. That's not supposed to come till the end, but I did that before because it's not going to affect.
You do what you want.
Yeah, pretty much. So, and I modified the neck, so I brought the neck in a little bit because it was a really wide boat neck. Modified it, and I put on a I-cord bind off. And as you can see on the sleeves, I'm also doing on all the bind offs, it's going to be the I-cord bind off. And we'll take some closer pictures of this so that you can see the modifications that I put on there. I still love all the little flecks in this. Yeah. I keep coming to grab that. I'm sorry. It's all right. So next time this will be finished.
Woohoo! And we'll celebrate.
Yes, we will. We will. So we're still working on that one, and that is the pattern is by Amy Christoffers. It's put out by Roscoe, and the yarn is Roscoe Sesame, which is a wool acrylic cotton nylon blend. And the pattern was actually made for their summer sesame yarn, but this was their original sesame colorway, and I liked it better. It's called, I think, Cherry Blossom. So hopefully that's going to get finished by next week, so I'm pretty happy about that. And now we're both working on the Bright Access tee.
Woo! Okay, in all fairness, I started to, before we start talking about this, I knit this while I was sick, and I had to rip it out, this part, because I was not reading comprehension at all. And I watched The Devil Wears Prada for the first time ever. Such a good movie.
You hadn't seen that before?
It was so good.
What in the world?
I know. I clearly messed out, apparently. So I knit this while watching Devil Wears Prada, and I was so into that movie, I started the yoke part where you're supposed to start with the soft striping in the main color, because I was like, oh. And then I started doing it, and I was like, this doesn't look right. Like, what part of the sweater am I knitting? And then I was like, oh, yeah. And then there were issues with patterns, and I was like, I gotta take a notch back and wait till this is over.
Well, I'm going to show mine first because I haven't started on the yoke yet.
Oh, look at your stripes. They're so pretty.
So this is the body, and I'm ready to start on the, and I've got some stuff attached here. I'm ready to start on the yoke. But so I thought this was a good stopping place so I get my work on my other top. I wanted to talk about this yarn really quickly because it has such a great backstory to it. So this is from something called Earth Yarns, URTH Yarns. And I am using the monochrome fingering, which is 100% superwash, and that's this green is going to be the monochrome is the monochrome fingering. And then the top is going to be, oh, do I have that skein? Yep. This is the top. That's going to be the self-striping. There we go.
Yeah.
And that's called Unique Fingering Self-Striping. That's also 100% superwash. Now, the reason I really wanted to talk about these is that Earth Yarns is actually a family-owned yarn company, and they specialize in hand-dyed yarns, which is true for many, many yarn dyers out there. But their hand dyers are in Turkey. And they have women in Turkey in both Istanbul and in Mersin in Turkey. And this is a way in which they're able to give these women good paying jobs.
It's awesome.
So this is, they use skilled women in their Turkish studios. The other thing is that every skein of yarn that you buy plants a tree in Africa. They have partnered with something that's called treesforthefuture.org. And what this organization does is that it supports people who are impoverished making something called forest gardens, and it helps increase their income. They can increase it up to 400% in 4 years. And so, so for every skein that is sold, you plant a tree in Africa. All the information about Earth Yarns and the organization in which they partnered with, trees.org, is going to be in our show notes.
That's awesome.
But I really like supporting different organizations that do good in the world. And so this was, I didn't buy the yarn because of this. I bought the yarn because it was gorgeous. And it wasn't until I looked it up and tried to see, oh, what other yarns do they have and stuff, that you start going on their website and you start seeing their story and what they're doing. And so I think that that was just a fantastic thing, and I wanted to pass that on in case other people are interested in looking up this organization, either to buy their yarns, which is fantastic, or looking up the organization, trees.org, that they're partnered with, and see if that is also something that interests you.
That's awesome.
So, yes. So, and now you started on the yoke. You want to talk about that? We have a visitor.
Roscoe has finally decided to come visit us.
Hi, Roscoe.
He says, hi, everyone.
Hi, Roscoe. Hi, sweetie. You just think I'm going to give you more cheese.
There's cheese.
I know.
Roscoe's a cheese hound. He, like, if you go in the refrigerator and get the bag out, they're, like, right there.
Yep, right there.
So I'm sorry for the whining, you guys. He's just a little needy. And normally they're not up here, but Roscoe... we have a swing door in our dining room, and Roscoe's figured out how to push open the door to get past the baby gate. I didn't even know that was possible. So that's what he does, and so he just makes himself at home. Every room is my dog room, but you can hear him. He's like, cheese. Roscoe is a rescue, and you can tell that he does not look like your average Chihuahua because he has a long dachshund nose. That's the dachshund in him. But he has a Chihuahua head and Chihuahua ears. Yes. So when he weighed, like, we got him, he was like under a pound. He was about the size of a Coke can, but his ears have always been this size. Yes, you had big crazy ears. So his
it's
ears
sort of like
are
the
like
dachshund ears that stick up.
Yes, it's very much like that. They will fold over when he's tired, though. They flump. But he has a Chihuahua body that's just long, so it's very odd. Oh yeah, we don't need that on the internet. Thank you. So yes, this is Roscoe. He says hello. Roscoe's 13. He'll be 13 in October. Max, our dachshund, just celebrated his birthday last weekend. Our thing is to go get chicken nuggets, and he gets to eat them with ice cream in the car, away from his bad brother.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I got doggies like you.
Mm-hmm. So, hi, everyone. This is Roscoe. So the bright access tee.
Yes. So talk about the yoke that you're working on.
All right. Chi-Chi, you're going to have to go sit down. Thank you. So, I was watching Devil Wears Prada and started the yoke, not knowing that it was the yoke, with the main color. And I was like, what is all of this? Like, how does this make sense? Am I going to have some side boob happening? Like, maybe this is just the bottom of it. But I had gotten about this far in it. So I was a good, what'd you say, like 5 inches? Before I realized that
4, yeah.
Yeah, 4 or 5 inches, things were amiss. And so I was like, okay. That was after trying to figure out how to cast that on, right? So yeah, this pattern is not very clear, and you kind of just got to make it make sense with that, because the end of the pattern says to cable cast on the right hand side, or the right side, but then the next row is the right side as well.
Right.
So it's like, how do you
do that,
not flip it and still have to do the stitches? And it also says that everything from now on, you're working on the, let's see, the right side facing you, your live yarn will be at the left hand side of the back yoke, which doesn't make sense.
So what we're going to do is, at this point, we're going to get out the camera, and she's going to kind of explain to you what she actually did.
Yeah.
On a close-up that we're going to film in a little bit.
Here we go. Okay, so I wanted to take some time to talk about the instructions and how Kristin and I thought I might be crazy. And I was blaming it on cold medicine, but then I did this twice and it came out right the same time. So I feel pretty confident in this. So the patterns, you're going to knit, right? And finish this last row of your main color. The pattern tells you with the right hand side facing you, using larger needles and contrast color, and the cable cast on however many stitches to the left hand needle at the end of the back yoke. Now, that sounds pretty easy, right? But when you do it, you're casting on the needles here, which one feels wrong. And you should always listen to that if it feels a little crazy. But 2, you end up with your yarn at the end here, like your working yarn at the end of this needle. And the next side is a right side row. So the only thing that you can do to get that to work is to do a back row, a backside row, which is not what the pattern tells you to do. So what you have to do is you end up taking your left hand needle here and using it to cable cast on the right side of the back yoke. So at that point, you're going to go in between and do the cable cast on here. So you're going to cast on, and the working yarn of your contrast color ends up where it's on the next row is a right hand row. So that's how I know that this is correct, is because my right side ends up.
All right.
Okay. So once I got there, this is what it looks like.
It's gorgeous.
Isn't it pretty?
It is.
Like a little tropical bird.
They're going to be gorgeous. So I can't wait to start it.
Yeah. It's a little, I mean, it really made my brain work. And I was already under the influence of prescription cough medicine. And I was just like, I don't know what I'm doing. I still I read the pattern now that we're talking about it. And I'm like, did I do this right? Like, it says that I'm on the left-hand side. I don't know. We're gonna talk about it. Yeah. So. Okay.
So we'll come back and yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was the whips. You don't have any other whips, right?
No, just we talked about all mine. Yep.
So we're going to talk about acquisitions.
Oh, you go first. You have all the treasures from the Fiber Festival.
I do. Okay, so I went to the Blue Ridge Fiber Festival. It was just outside of Sparta, North Carolina. Like I said earlier, they were because of COVID restrictions, they were doing mostly just workshops and classes, and they had a very small vendor area. In fact, I think they only had 6, so it was very tiny. But one of our favorite independent dyers was going to be there, so I went ahead, even though Amy had been ill and was unable to make it. I had my husband come up with me, and we had a nice day out driving.
Ah, did he enjoy the yarn festival?
Well, he sat in the car. I told him, bring your book. So he brought his book, but we had a nice, it was about an hour and a half or so from our house, so we had a nice drive up and a nice drive back. It was nice to get out, just see something different besides our four walls. So some of the things that I got is just so one of they.
Oh, I'm sorry, Kristin. Were they pretty spread out? Like
they were, but they were all in one room.
It was a big room though.
Yeah,
you sent me pictures.
Yeah. So one of our favorite dyers that we like,
we love you,
is the Unplanned Peacock. She's out of Virginia. So we were going to put her contact information below, but I never buy minis, and I decided to get minis for the first time. So I got 2 different batches of minis. These are all what she calls kinky sock, which is superwash merino. And I'm trying to we're going to get better pictures of this that we'll put up right here. And then these are just peacock sock, which is merino and nylon, and these are all striped. So we're going to put up another picture of what this looks like here. And these are mostly purples and greens, and these are my go-to colors. Purples and greens are my colors. The other one had some colors in there that are really not my colors, and that's why I got it, because I was trying to get outside the box, do something different, have some different colors in my house, see what else I could put together and make look pretty. So I'm really happy about these mini skeins, and we loved Unplanned Peacock. We've got lots of other of her yarn that we'll probably be using in the future.
So pretty. Sorry, there are M&Ms on that side of the table. I had to.
Now another brand new dyer to me that I'd never seen before that had some gorgeous yarn is called Nitty Gritty. And these are the yarns. We're going to put up some nice pictures of this also, and her website and everything else will also be in our show notes. She is a hand dyer out of Wilmington, North Carolina. And this one is called Hodgepodge, and this one is called Lady Featherington. And I really love these two because this one has this green in it. So it's a very unique color combination, but it matches very nicely. And so I'm hoping to make something nice. I was talking with Amy earlier, and I said there's a lot of tees out there, tops and tees that are striped this year. If you kind of look at the patterns, there's lots of striping going on. And instead of making yet another shawl, I thought that if I got a solid to go with these, like maybe a chocolate brown, is what I'm thinking of, or something, that these would make beautiful stripes. So I don't know what we're going to do, but I might be looking for a pattern to put these in. So these they're lovely and squishy, just like all the other yarns. And I can't wait to work with them and see how well they work. Once again, it's Nitty Gritty, and their contact information will be in the show notes.
Yeah, I'm excited about that hodgepodge color.
Yeah, it's really gorgeous.
So
it's
pretty.
Purple and green and orange and brown. Yeah, it's gorgeous. So those I got at the Blue Ridge Fiber Festival. And then I might have gone to our local yarn shop, a Tangled Yarn Shop, in
I already
Denver.
lost mine.
And I found treats.
Kristin got me some.
So this is a superwash merino, cashmere and nylon mini skeins. They are from the Knitsmith. And I had her. Here it is.
There you go.
Knitsmith, and we're going to put a much better picture of this up.
Yep,
So
and I'll
you can
post her
see.
website too.
Right, we're going to post her website. She often works with the Tangled Yarn Shop and supplies beautiful hand-dyed yarns. She is from the area. I'm not exactly sure where, but in probably Charlotte somewhere area. But all that will be below. And we just loved the neon colors.
Do you have plans for yours?
Not yet. Not yet. You're the one who does. See, the reason I never get mini skeins is because everyone wants to do socks and toes with it, or toes and heels, and I don't do socks.
Such a waste. I feel like when your yarn I mean, it's different for like self-striping
Right.
yarn, but like this has cashmere in it, and this
Yes.
is just that's just too
It's
pretty
gorgeous. It's
to
gorgeous.
like put on your feet. Like this needs to be where everyone can show. Exactly. I know I did that earlier. This needs to be where everyone can see it. So
Yeah.
I have a couple of shawls.
Yeah.
The Solaris is a Melanie Berg pattern.
Uh-huh.
Perfect for this.
Really?
Yes, and it uses like I think you use 5 skeins and like 2
mane.
skeins of main color, and mine is I did almost a neon set like this, and then white sparkle. Glitter yarn. Go figure. Glitter is my favorite color. But it's like this really pretty gold glitter with neon in it. It is exceptional. It goes. I have a pair of shoes that are neon pink. They're Teaks. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of them. They're amazing shoes, but it is this exact pink shade.
They're gorgeous.
And yeah, it needs to be something to wear with that. So
Yeah, I mean, you can put it in a shawl. Once again, I'm thinking of stripes in a tee or stripes in something, but I'm just like, yes, I just think that this.
I needed
This
to
is
touch
so much
it.
fun.
It's so look at it, so pretty.
And we're going to put up some really pretty pictures of this so you get a really good close-up view.
I just love touching yarn.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that cashmere comes out. So,
soft.
and I've never knit with her yarn before, but I know
I
that.
have.
You?
Yes.
I've heard very good reviews
It
about
is
it.
very nice yarn.
So look up the Knit Smith online, and a Tangle Yarn Shop in Denver also carries her yarn.
Right,
if you want to see it in person.
Yes,
So-
I do. Our yarn shop does like a yarn kit of the month,
right.
like with her yarn. So,
Right.
I've last year bought most of them
Did you?
because I'm a completionist. I don't know if you can tell by the yarn stash behind me. Gotta have one of every color.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's
So-
why I have it all.
So, and the one last thing that I bought,
Mm.
because I couldn't help myself, a Tangled Yarn Shop also has Katrinkles, stitch markers, and she was selling individuals. So I got, and we'll put up a better picture of this. I don't know if we can get that to, let's blow it out.
Go. There we go. There we go. It's a little wiener dog.
It's a little wiener dog. We'll get a better picture of it, but since we're all about the doxies here,
We are.
I got a doxie.
We're
stitch
doxie
marker.
families.
I know we are. So that was my acquisitions. And did you have any acquisitions?
I did. Well, okay, so I was sick, and I just have to rely on my yarn club that showed up. I actually got both of them last week, which was exciting. This is my Cozy Knitter in Enchanted Forest. I do owe you for my thing, so we can consider this a trade. I will gladly.
No.
Please,
This
please.
is gorgeous.
You can have my yarn from Canada.
This is beautiful.
This, however, is a color. This is kind of why I love the Yarn Club. This is not a color that I would immediately go,
Exactly.
I want to buy this. This is Freckled Whimsy, if you can see the label. Love her. I love her yarn. I have a ton of it. Same with the Cozy Knitter. I actually stalked her in the bathroom at Rhinebeck. When it's the best story. I was such a stalker. We were standing there, and I was like, is that the Cozy Knitter? And I was with my friends, Angela and Deborah. I'm like, yeah. And I was like, oh, she's going in the bathroom. Let's go. And we did. And we, like, standing there at the sink, we were like, we love your yarn. And had, like, the biggest fangirl moment over yarn. It was so funny. So, Cozy Knitter, if you've ever seen this, I still love you. Been a member of your yarn club since the beginning. So, but Freckled Whimsy, I also love. Her color combinations are very similar to yours. Like, they're not colors that I'm, like, immediately going to go,
Right.
let's put those together. But she does them, and they're just, like, they're just so amazing. Everything is vibrant and bright. And, like, this is, like, shades of orange and blue. Not Amy colors, but I'm looking forward to knitting this. This colorway is Zen. Yeah, and if you go to her website, she actually knits like a sample of the stripe.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, so you can see
That's
what it'll
really
look
nice.
like. I try to avoid her website till I get it because sometimes there are spoilers. So, but yeah, I love this color.
I like when they give you samples to look at of their yarn
Yes.
because I may just have limited imagination, but sometimes it's like, well, those colors are really pretty, but like my husband likes to say, I'll get yarn and he'll look at the skein and he'll say, yeah, don't ball that one up because that looks too pretty in the skein. It's not going to look like that knitted up. And it's so true for some. Now, others, they look gorgeous knitted up.
Yeah.
And it also depends on what are you knitting. Are you knitting small things like socks? Are you knitting large things like tops where the stripes are going to be longer?
Yeah.
It really kind of depends on what you knit and how it comes out. But at least if you have something of a swatch to work with, you have a better idea, because people of limited imagination like myself go, that's gorgeous, but I just can't imagine what it's going to look like.
Yeah, I agree. I think especially in variegated colors too, just because you can't see how the colors are going to like, is it a lot more blue? Is it like, you know, like I think that it's good to have that like sample knitted so you can kind of get the big picture of that versus just seeing big blobs of and speckles. And you know, there's a lot of times where it gets knitted up and you go, well, I like the colors, but I don't like how it's knitted up. And it keeps you from then getting a skein or 2 or 4 of something and you knit it and you go, oh, this is not, the colors are pretty, but not, you know, it just doesn't knit up great. So it just gives you better information that, you know, I'm always the one that wants more information about what it's going to look like, but that's, put that over there. You can have that one. We'll try it. We'll consider it a try. Kristin was at the yarn store and texted me, and she said, Anne's got this color. And I was like, Anne is the owner of our yarn shop. And I was like, oh, and she's like, do you want one? And I was like, obviously. Hello.
We're a little codependent when it comes to yarn.
We're a lot codependent. We have some struggles.
Wow.
And we are enablers.
Yes, yarn enablers.
Kristin, during the pandemic, Unplanned Peacock had a like private show. I don't know if we've talked about that before.
We haven't.
But she, like, you had to make an appointment and it was outdoors. And so Kristin was like texting me from the pictures from the dyer, and I was like, I'll take all of it. Why? Stop. And then eventually I just told Kristin, I was like, listen, just pick out something that you're gonna think that I'm gonna like. I'm gonna pay for it. So the dyer was nice enough that she like sent me an invoice for what Kristin had bought me. Yeah. So I was able to pay her like right then. It was amazing. Thank you, Unplanned Peacock. We love you.
It was so much fun, but it was when I went looking. The word that I had in my mind was unicorn poop. Oh. I was looking for unicorn poop for you.
Yeah. That's
and then you said you wanted yellow, so I was looking for yellow and unicorn poop, and I lucked out.
And no pastels. Like it couldn't be a like pastel. I have very specific. I just don't like pastels. Like I don't know. That seems like that should be my like. My office is like baby pink and gold. You know, you would think that baby pink would be the yarn that I'd want. No, Amy wants hot pink. Hot pink.
Yes.
I don't know.
So I think that we've gotten through everything. My goal for next week is to have both tops done.
When you mean say both tops, you mean your bright access tee? Oh, jeez.
Bright access tee and my Marisol. I want both those done.
No struggles. I'm gonna try to get my bright access tee done, and maybe what month are we in? June?
Yeah.
And my June socks. That I started in May. I might get those socks done. They'll be my June socks instead of my May socks, and we'll just.
Well, but I need to. My sister's birthday's coming up, so I need to work on her.
You got to get her stuff done.
Right, I need to get her stuff done to get that out, and then I have a project for the Olympics.
That's right.
We won't talk about it now. We'll talk about it next time. But
when do the Olympics start?
End of July, August.
Okay, good. I got some time. Kristin sent me like 4 patterns. I have picked the most, I think, biggest of the patterns. So that's great because whatever. I've wound yarn for a shawl, for a sweater too, because it's July.
It is.
So let's cast on a bulky sweater.
I ordered the yarn for the Olympic knit and it hasn't come in yet. I've got part of it, but I've got to get the rest of it. And so that's why I'm waiting to talk about it, because that's going to be during the Olympics. This is what I'm going to be working on.
Well, Kristin, I just might have to order some yarn.
No, not you. Not
I
you.
don't have enough.
No.
Behind me.
You need more.
That's okay. I've got there's a like a cotton sweater that I want to knit that I finally decided to do bright pink. I think I finally
not
said
bright pink, really?
Oh, it's bright pink. It's like a summer sweater by Amy Gunderson, who used to work for Universal, but now she does Jimmy Bean Wool. But it's this really pretty like summery cotton lace. I don't know what's happening to me. You're rubbing off on me.
You don't do lace.
You're rubbing off on me,
Oh.
Kristin.
Well, I've got something planned for my niece, and I got to get my sisters out, and then there's another tea I want to make. I mean, my list of. So we'll have lots to talk about next time.
Yes, we will. And I won't be sick, so that'll be great.
We hope not.
Yeah, this cold has taken hold of my body. So, like, we went to a we're all vaccinated party, except that someone's child had a cold. And I don't have a spleen, so I can't fight off things. And when colds take hold of me, they take hold. And then I spiked a fever and shenanigans.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was not pretty.
But you're getting a little bit better.
Dark circles under my. I was not feeling glam. My face is still a little poofy, which is why I'm wearing my glasses. Because, yeah, I should be wearing my glasses all the time. You guys don't normally see them. I've got like 15 pairs of glasses. Never wear them. A lot of glasses. I have styles.
There you go.
So, all right. Well, that was us for this week. I hope that you guys had fun. And if you have any questions, email us. Our email address will be listed below.
Yes.
Send us a message on Facebook. Post the comments below. Whatever.
Yeah. Be happy. We'd love to hear from you. And like I said before, we are new to this. We're happy for any and all comments that we get. Anything to help us improve would be lovely. Anything you like would also be great.
Mm-hmm.
If you would like to like the video and subscribe, that would be fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
So that we don't have to just bribe only our friends with cash to watch us.
And yarn.
And yarn.
It's true.
But we hope that you had as much fun as we did. And we do this because we love knitting and we love to laugh.
And we love each other.
We love to be together. So we hope that you had just as much fun as we did, and we look forward to seeing you again in the near future.
Yes. Bye, everyone.
Bye.